Welcome to Anime Brew.
A caffeinated quest to avoid the real-world one series at a time.
I'm Maddie,
And I'm Liz.
and joined by us today is a special guest, Mud. Hi. So, today we are going to be talking about Suzume, but before that, we have to get to the caffeinated beverage segment. Ooh. So, I would say if Mud wants to go first, since she's the guest, but she kind of doesn't drink any caffeine.
Yay! Maybe that was a bad choice, this.
Get off the podcast!
You invited me!
Are there any beverages you want to shout out?
If we have to go caffeinated, you did give me, like, an iced, coffee once. It was okay.
What's that?
1 thumbs up.
Sad.
Shout out to iced coffee.
I think it had, like, caramel macchiato creamer in it. So.
Oh, that's good.
You could have put whatever in it, and I would have still drank it. Anyways.
Yeah. Is that literally all you've ever had?
Yeah. Yep.
So sad. I can imagine my day without some sort of caffeine.
Yeah.
Like it's either Coke Zero, matcha, green tea, or coffee. And I drink
I only drink water.
Wow, you're healthy. I'm not.
Yeah,
I don't even go close to water.
It's so good for you.
Yeah.
Shout out to water.
We'll find a way to put caffeine in that water.
No, ew. I would know. I really would.
It reminded me of we were watching Love is War.
Oh, nice.
The first episode of season 2, there's like what's the name of the main guy? I don't know. In the show.
Oh, the blonde one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a bit, so I wouldn't know.
I don't remember. I haven't seen that show in forever.
It's been a bit since we watched it yesterday.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention to names though.
Yeah. Anyway, my point was that there's a clip that's like the narrator's like he can't get through his day without caffeine, like without at least some form of caffeine every 3 hours. And I was thinking about like flipping that because I was like, that is. Oh, cause then Mud said that's Maddie for real, and I was like, yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll shout out. I don't really have anything interesting. We were going to go to Starbucks because I wanted to try the new boba raspberry refresher drink. But
I'm so jealous.
It was storming really bad, so I didn't get a chance to go. But maybe today, so maybe I can report back on the next episode. So I don't really have anything unique, but I will shout out I'm drinking that isn't coffee, my favorite caffeinated beverage. Sparkling ice, the black raspberry flavor.
Nice.
I've been obsessed with this stuff for years. Yeah. She's addicted.
Yeah.
The
ice drinks are nice.
Yeah. Honestly, I drink them more for flavor than for, I mean, they have some caffeine in them. Like, not as much as coffee, but like, it's just good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, my main, what I've been drinking is iced oat milk latte with hazelnut, syrup in it. I'm like, it's basic, but it's so, so good. I'm addicted.
That sounds good.
Yeah, hazelnut's like one of my favorite syrups. I don't know why.
Almost makes me want to try caffeine coffee.
You should, or just get milk and put hazelnut syrup in it. That's what I used to do as a kid.
Ooh. Let me write that down. Might as well.
We'll get her
Yeah.
slowly
Expand my horizons
Slower.
to just water.
to flavored
Yes.
milk.
We can do that.
You could probably, I don't know, you could try putting some syrup in like hot chocolate or something. I don't know, that'd be weird. But
No,
I
that
mean,
would be good
depending on,
though.
yeah,
Yeah. Like you could do caramel or hazelnut. That would be really good.
yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day and they said you should put chocolate syrup and caramel syrup into hot chocolate and it tastes like a Snickers bar.
Oh,
And it's like I never realized that, but that makes so much sense.
yeah. Huh,
Mhm.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh, yeah.
anything
Other
else?
than that, my unhealthy addiction to Coke Zero, like
We
I
all
go
go through
through
that
two or
phase.
three. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Or it
hitting that
never
phase
stops as a
now.
phase and it's just permanent.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun.
Hmm.
Well, should we move on to the next segment?
Yes. Yeah.
What have you been binging?
Let's start off with Rachel.
Excuse
Mud.
me. Now I forgot.
She's like, what?
Oh my gosh. Oh, I started Jujutsu Kaisen.
Nice. I haven't.
Yeah.
Nice. I haven't. I tried. I never got through like the first two episodes.
Aw. The first episode for me was a little off-putting, but once
Hmm.
I got through it gets a little bit better. Like in terms of just like watching it, yeah.
Mm.
But it's been good so far. So I think I'm on episode 14.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm probably going to start watching it again now that it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like they even added the movie, which surprised me.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. And then I've been watching it on Hulu, I think.
Mm.
And they don't have season 2. So I was like, well, once I get
Right.
through this, I guess I'm just not watching season 2. So
That's sad. Season two is supposed to be better than the first season.
I'll find
I
out.
just remember my shorts feed just being full of the Shibuya art clips and trends. I don't know why, but yeah.
I don't understand when these streaming services don't put the full show.
I think they
Like,
don't get rights to it. I think they only get rights like the first season.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a trial, see how
Yeah.
many people watch it. And if not enough people watch it, then they probably just take it off.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about money.
Yes, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. It's just annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But just get Crunchyroll and all your problems will be solved. Except they won't be because I've been I've been doing the Ring Fit challenge, which is like streaming Ring Fit every day. And there
Mm-hmm.
was one day in chat we were talking about anime a lot, and then they started recommending me these shows that I was writing down. But then there were like three of them, and they were like, "Oh yeah, these are on High Dive." And I'm like,
Hot.
"Why?"
Yeah. What shows were they?
Hold on. I wrote down. I remember Oshinoko.
Oh, Shinoko is so good. That is worthwhile watching.
Um Clannad and Made in Abyss?
Clannad is...
Clannad.
It's that yeah, that's the 2000s era anime. It's the hard animation to watch.
Okay. Insomniacs After School?
I loved that one. That one was cute.
Okay.
I think I told you about that one before.
I feel like you did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Lupin 3?
I have not heard or seen about that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Another one for your list is Ya Boy Coming. That's a really good one.
I'll have to ask you how to spell that. After.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know
know
either.
Yeah, I'll look it up.
Yeah. Dive is a good streaming service, but it's so small and the selection is so tiny.
Yeah.
So it's almost pointless to get it. And honestly, I'm just waiting for Crunchyroll just to buy off High Dive.
Monopoly!
Yes. I mean, that's what it is at this point. Crunchyroll basically owns all of the anime sphere at this point.
After they took Funimation, it was just like, no chance.
Yeah, no.
Which is like really nice because Crunchyroll feels like what Netflix felt like 10 years ago.
Yeah. I just wish they would finally add profiles to accounts. Because that's terrible.
You can make multiple profiles.
Not on Crunchyroll.
I saw when I logged in yesterday, I saw a little message that it literally said now have multiple profiles. I don't know how to
Bro,
do that.
what? That's new!
Because I was just logging, because I just recently got Crunchyroll again, and so I was signing in on my TV, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I don't know if the mobile apps are the same, but on the TV.
That's like new. That's new.
Oh. Well.
They know they're about to monopolize.
They do.
They're getting prepared.
Yeah.
Which, honestly, I wouldn't mind that. Because nowadays, with like 18 different streaming services, you don't want to pay for all of them. But there's so many different things on each of them. And it's like, I only want to watch this one thing on this one, streaming service.
Right.
And I don't feel like signing up for like the 7-day free trial. Because usually they make you put in like a credit card number or something with it. And it's like,
yeah, then you just forget.
Like, in one? Yeah, I didn't forget.
Yeah.
And you end up paying it for like 2 years.
So yeah, that part's annoying. Yeah, me too.
There's literally subscriptions to help you unsubscribe from your subscriptions.
I've seen ads for that. Yeah. I'm like, how bad are you with managing your money if you don't know where it's going?
The worst part is when you have accounts set up with different emails. Is we have our streaming services across like 4 different emails. So I don't even know what we have anymore. And I'm pretty sure we pay. No.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're paying for one streaming service on 2 accounts. It's that bad.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Maybe y'all should try out one of those cancel your streaming services.
Yeah, probably.
What I cannot stand, though, as someone that lives off of my family's streaming services, is that they are really doubling down on location. So, like,
oh yeah,
or just like logging you out if you're not in like the host's location or whatever. Especially, Netflix and Hulu, I feel like, are getting even more.
Netflix, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's so annoying.
It is.
Even YouTube TV does it too, because my brother, who's in like completely different state, tries to use it, but it sometimes will like log him out because he's like hundreds of miles away. So
right.
Yeah, Netflix started doing this thing where it's like you get access for like 31 days or something before you have to like log in again because you're
That's
not.
annoying.
Yeah. Yep.
I hope Crunchyroll doesn't do that. I'd be like so
Crunch
heartbroken.
Crunchyroll, so on like the basic account, you can only have like one device using it at a time, but I think you can have
Hmm.
as many signed in as you want.
Yeah.
So,
That part's nice, but also hectic when you share a single account between 10 people. That's how my Crunchyroll account is right now.
or
Which is why
do you have the
Hmm?
basic plan or do you have the one where you can like multiple people can use it at once though?
We have the premium one. So it's all
Okay.
good. Yeah, it's
Okay.
just I don't know where I am ever in an episode because we have four other people watching the same series.
Oh. Oh, then that profile. Oh, then
Oh,
profiles are really gonna help for that.
Yeah, 100%.
you go in. I don't remember being in episode 108. I stopped at 12. I didn't watch that
Yeah,
much.
exactly.
You
Yeah.
have to like write that down. Ooh.
Hmm.
Spreadsheet of where you
Yeah.
are in
Yeah.
all your animes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Mhm.
that we went a little off the rails. I think you were talking about Jujutsu Kaisen and then
Mhm.
what else you've been watching.
It's just mainly been that.
Okay.
I try to
Mhm.
stick with like one and finish it through. I'm kind of bad at that.
Smart.
Yeah, I usually do that unless it's like lately I've like unless I'm in the situation where I'm watching different shows with different people or something, but when it's just me, I usually just like to get something done.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah. Well, we were watching Love is War, though. We watched the
That's true.
first episode of season 2.
Right, yeah.
So that's something. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, so in this past almost the entirety of this week pretty much, I watched the first season of Love is War. Um,
Nice.
Great show. Really enjoyed it.
Mhm.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such a different format than other shows. Like I love how it's like little like mini episodes.
Mhm. That's cool. Not many series do that. I think the
Yeah.
only other one is like Spy Family.
Do they do I thought each episode's like a whole
I think it's split. Isn't it split in like
Mhm.
two? Yeah.
oh
Yeah, it's split
Yeah.
in two.
okay. I don't know.
Mm.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Talking
What's
about
your
Love is War, um, the same director produced Oshinoko, which is really cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think someone pointed that out on stream actually. I think
Mhm.
that's why they one of the reasons they recommended it.
Yeah. So
That's funny.
apparently there's a manga chapter or episode where you can actually see the two main characters in the background,
Oh.
which is interesting.
Oh, that's fun.
Mhm.
Well, so yeah, that show also the narrator is just perfect.
They did
So,
a real good
Yeah.
job with the dub.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, I agree. Um yeah, so that was Love is War. I watched the first season of Fruit Basket with my roommate and then she proceeded to binge the rest of the show in like a day.
Yeah.
So, uh dang, I have to figure out when to watch like 50 more episodes because each season is like 24 episodes.
Yeah,
Um,
it was a long series,
really good
but
though.
it is. Did you watch the movie though?
No, I didn't even know there was a movie.
I didn't either.
'Cause
And I've watched through it.
there, there's like a prologue about the parents, which was really
Oh,
cute. Yeah.
is it on Crunchyroll or what?
Mhm. Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
Crunchyroll. I forgot what its name is.
gonna remember that. Anyway. So yeah, and then I got a few episodes into season 2, but yeah, really good slice of life.
It's
Pretty
funny.
much everything you could want, yeah. And then besides that, I've been keeping up with Delicious in Dungeon. Every week. My opinions haven't really changed since last time we talked about it. So, yeah. And then speaking of Spy Family, even though apparently I wasn't paying attention very much if I don't even remember how the episodes are formatted, but I did watch
Fake fans.
I did re-watch the first, 3 or 4 episodes with my friend that had been wanting to watch the show. And so she was planning on it, and we were hanging out. And yeah, so we just put on first few episodes of the show. I got a new fan. So
nice.
Yeah.
Good.
So I think that's it for me. But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I've been failing in the anime department. I haven't watched anything in like the past 3 weeks. Like not even Delicious in Dungeons.
It's
I'm
not even the
failing right now.
2004 challenge anymore.
Wow.
I know, but I'm sticking to it. No, that's wrong. I've been playing Genshin.
Yeah, they didn't have that back then.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been failing on watching anime. I'm behind on Delicious in Dungeons. I just watched Suzume for this episode like an hour ago.
Wow.
So, yeah. But, keeping with the caffeinated theme, I've watched Gilmore Girls.
Alright.
Yeah, I started like a week and a half ago. I'm now in season 6 out of 7.
Whoa.
Oh. My goodness.
Yeah.
Have you been sleeping?
Yeah. I've watched 1 or 2 episodes before bed.
Okay.
And then you wake up and watch like 2 seasons?
Something like that.
Mm.
But Delicious in Dungeons was the anime that I used to go to bed to. And it
Not
turned too
anymore.
spooky to go. Yeah, not anymore. So I needed something to replace that. Gilmore Girls is cute. Like I could fall asleep to that, which I have almost every single night.
The last episode was about dreams, so maybe you should fall asleep to Delicious in Dungeon.
Interesting.
What kind of dreams? I don't know,
You'll have to find out.
have to find out.
I'll binge it tonight, maybe.
Maybe.
Stares at Gilmore Girls.
Hey, it's caffeinated theme. It's coffee. If you watch Gilmore Girls, you'll understand.
I haven't, so.
I haven't either.
Yeah. Okay, basically the 2 main characters are coffee obsessed. They always have a coffee cup in their hand.
It's like you, Maddie. Maddie, for real.
Yes.
This isn't coffee right now.
It's caffeinated.
Yeah, but yeah.
It counts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a comeback, so.
Because it's true.
Any other non-fake anime fan shout-outs from you?
Not really.
Okay. Well then, are we ready to talk about the main topic of this episode?
Yeah, let's go.
It's time to talk about Suzume. So, let's start by, we want to talk about the story first, and then same order as Freerun. I feel like that made sense.
Yeah, that flowed nicely, yeah.
Okay. Well, forgot how to podcast. I'll start by saying I feel like watching Suzume, it felt like the flow of the movie felt very much like a Ghibli movie to me.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was very cinematic compared to the Weathering With You and Your Name. Like, those two, they weren't, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they could have been short series, almost. Like, it was a medium pace, it wasn't quick, but it had a nice flow. But Suzume, it was very quick and fast paced. It felt like a movie.
Yeah. I think I liked I mean, I still like Your Name more, of course.
Yes, of course.
I don't think anything's gonna top that. But
never.
The pacing of this movie, in some ways I liked more.
Yeah, I agree.
And I liked how, obviously, you know, she's with the guy that turns into a chair, and they're
Yeah.
figuring out the whole keystone thing. But I liked how the movie, I mean, you could kind of organize the movie into different sections by like what characters they're with.
Right,
And so
yeah.
I liked how it was kind of like almost little mini stories within the movie that kind of added to her like character development too.
Right.
But I just want to talk about how the heck they animated a three-legged chair and made him like actually a good character. Like, what the heck?
I know.
That takes talent.
Like, he had personality, the chair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you could feel like the expressions from like the movements of the chair. And I'm not sure how they did that.
I remember just watching it, it's like, wait, that's a chair, it's not a human.
Yeah.
Like, it felt so human at some points.
Yeah, they did really good with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. So with the story, I don't know. I should have come with more notes probably.
It's been a little bit since I've watched this, because I remember when I got the text that this was gonna be the topic, I like watched it almost immediately. So it's been like a couple weeks since I've seen it, so it's not as fresh. I feel like y'all should be talking more though, since you watched it after me.
Yeah.
Right. I should be the one talking. I watched it an
an
hour ago. Procrastination actually paid off this time.
One thing that was interesting to me is I saw this like interview with the director, and so the main character's mom passed away in the 2011 earthquake. And so the director kind of like talked about how he chose that because of how that earthquake personally impacted him. And so the movie kind of is about that because of what's it, like the worm that is like attacking Japan or Tokyo
Mm-hmm.
that they're trying to stop is kind of like a representation of like natural disasters
Mm-hmm.
and how and
Yeah.
like the chaos of them and
Mm-hmm.
how like in this case obviously they were able to stop it not
Right.
without like sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
which ended up being Daijin but
Dashing.
um cutest cat ever by the way
Yes.
Adorable.
I,
That's a little terror, but that's what
yeah
makes him so cute.
Yeah.
yeah yeah he kind of had like a his like voice was kind of like
Yeah.
gave me like horror movie vibes a little bit. It's a little creepy.
Yeah. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like he's the best character in this year in the movie. So cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Um so anyway, yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Mm.
Um symbolism with
Mm.
that is another thing that
Yeah.
makes me think of like Ghibli.
Hmm. Yeah, that is you're right about the whole Ghibli thing being historical. I especially recently with all of the big Japan tsunamis in the past like 6 months, it is very interesting watching something that's sort of based off of that.
Yeah.
Because like the one in January, they predicted it to be as bad as the one in Kyoto. Thank goodness it was not. And it was ended up being very mild. It was still bad. Like um I forgot I'm trying to remember which district it is. Oh well. Yeah, that whole region is still recovering right now. Like they're still suffering big time from the tsunami and the earthquake.
Yeah. And I
Mm.
mean it yeah, it's a scary topic because
100%. Yeah.
there's it can ruin your life
It
and your
can.
societies, and there's not really anything you can do about it besides
Mm-mm.
evacuate.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
And oftentimes you don't even have enough time to evacuate.
yeah,
Because Japan's meteors earthquake system, they're very good at predicting the big ones and sending out warnings ahead of time. But that's not enough time to be ready. Just enough to try to be ready. It's like
hmm
they don't know how big it actually will be till it happens.
yeah, yeah.
And can I and something about this movie that surprised me is how accurate the alarm system is. Because
Oh,
they copied the alarm system to the actual thing. That cheery, eerie sound, that's accurate. It still gives me chills. I hate that sound so much right now. Terrible.
yeah, yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's something I don't understand why, but Japan loves their cheery alarm systems. Like it sounds so cute that's terrifying.
You're gonna die. Oh
That's
wow,
an accurate
scientific earthquake's
description.
coming.
That's accurate.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, I think what emotionally wrecked me the most though was the end of the movie when the present day I forget the name of the main character. I'm really bad with names. Um
Sota or Suzume?
that's yeah, Suzume. That's literally the movie. That's
How
literally the name of the movie.
how can you not remember Suzume?
That's the name.
Are you sure you drank coffee today?
When Suzume sees herself back like when she's 4, when she's searching for her mom and goes through the Keystone. That is what emotionally wrecked me the most in this movie, was her talking to her 4-year-old self, because that's that's the worst part of all of that. Like, when kids like have to go through losing family. And so but I'm glad that the movie was able to portray that, because I'm sure that would be something that is like at least relatable to an extent for some people. And
Yeah, of course.
And even if you don't live in Japan, I mean, natural disasters are
they're
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, where I'm from, there's hurricanes, and you know, it's only once a decade usually that there's something that's like that dangerous, but
right,
it could be at any time, and you just you
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Then it's like Middle East and wars. It's just there's disasters everywhere, and they can happen at any point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And the thing we have to ask ourselves is, would you save the day or team bucket list? I was just kidding.
Yeah!
Splatoon.
Oh my gosh.
Bucket list.
A bucket list, 100%.
Yeah. I think this episode will come out after the Splatfest. Or the same weekend of. I don't know.
Alright.
Oh well. Yeah. Mud's here, so we had to talk about Splatoon.
You had to.
Yes.
It'll just be
But it's foreshadow.
Yeah.
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 Also, what I enjoyed about the plot was how fast paced it was, and how they just jumped right into like the whole problem from the very beginning of the movie. Like, they completely skipped exposition, which is actually very nice. For skipping that, it makes the movie go faster. And I like the flashback sequence where then you get the exposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes the movie flow a lot better, in my opinion.
It's definitely refreshing from how usually movies are laid out.
Yeah. Usually there's like 20 minutes of backstory, and then you gotta the lore and whatever. Which, I mean, because there is some interesting things going on with, like, I'm still a little confused by the idea of these doors that just open, like, portals to, like, parallel times at the same time, and that's where, like, there's, like, chaos that you have to have this key to close. Like, this isn't, like, some, like, average, you know, slice of life thing that you don't have to explain. Like, there's still some interesting things going on.
Yeah. I think the whole thing with the doors is doors lead to chaos and death and end. Like, baby Suzume was caught in that blizzard, so I think she was like on the risk of death before adult Suzume went and woke her up and took her back home.
Yeah.
That's what I always made sense of.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of like symbolism.
Yeah. Yeah. Talking about symbolism, I liked the crows around the worm. Because crows often, yeah, big indicator of death and chaos. I thought that was cool.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else about the story specifically that you want to talk about?
Not really.
I loved how this movie just also had some just like funny parts, like the interaction between Suzume and the guy that became the chair. It's just
Yeah.
yeah, it was just good. I mean, and it was funny how like it reminded me a lot of having just read Yumi and the Nightmare Painter, that book that I shouted out last time. I know, but it reminded me of it in this way that in the book the two main characters take turns being like, one of them's basically like a ghost, like they're there, but only the other person can see them. And so they can talk to each other, but they have to act in public like
right.
no one like they're not, you know? And so it was kind of a very similar thing with her there, and she's like trying to like whisper over to him in the chair, like, or whatever, and like act normal in that way. So it was very, which I mean, I think a lot of stories have like kind of similar tropes to that, but the way that it was done was pretty good and funny at times.
Yeah.
I like the dude with the two kids entertaining the kids. That was funny.
Yeah.
I also loved the whole babysitting scene because that's so accurate to what babysitting is. Like the whole Mount Fuji part. Like I have kids, like when I babysit, I have kids all on top of me.
That reminds me of one year we did VBS together.
Oh my
And we
goodness,
were
yes.
just getting attacked like 10 kids at a time, just attacking us, like literally.
They're little gremlins, I swear.
They were. I remember at that point we just gave up.
We did, because there were like no like actual like leaders. It was just us.
That's right.
Yeah.
We didn't have any adult leaders that day. It
Yeah.
was just
We just had to
us.
figure it out. They were just like, you know what to do.
You're
Do
fine.
we?
Yeah, and I remember kids just running into the parking lot escaping. We were so done that day.
Oh my goodness.
People are gonna be
You
so
were there.
concerned. It
You
was
were
fine. No
there.
one died. It was okay.
Yeah, we probably got yelled at by the supervisors once or twice, 3 times. I mean, we we were literally tied down to these children. Like we couldn't chase after kids.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
we
terrible.
got to the point. I don't know if that was the same year that we kind of just like gave up and put in the playroom and just were playing the leaders, just us playing Spicy Uno while
That
just
was
like the kids
great.
play with blocks.
I remember we built like a moat and like craft all the children with chairs.
Yeah.
Oh.
I forgot about that part. Yeah, we just created a wall with like Duplos and chairs.
And we just had our little sanctuary. Like, don't bug us. Just watch Veggie Tales and play with the blocks, please. It worked. We did that like 3 days in a row.
Oh my gosh. Now
Was it?
subscribers will know where I learned my basement shenanigans.
I see you're out of the basement today, Mud.
I am. I'm on
You're lucky.
short leash though.
Yeah, I bet. She keeps it tight.
Oh yeah.
I said maybe we can go outside, and she went,
I've been outside in 2 years.
Oh my gosh. Back to Suzume.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I really like the babysitting scene, or the scene of her watching those kids was great. Yeah. Yeah, she went from helping at a bar to
Oh
watching
yeah.
kids. It's pretty funny.
That was the contracts, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I also
mean, that
love
bar scene
how
was funny.
it was, yeah, that was a good scene.
Yeah.
I love how she didn't know how to explain any of this to her mom, and so every situation just sounded so wrong compared
Yeah.
to what was actually happening. That was pretty funny. Yeah, and the scene of them in the car
Yeah, that
was
was
pretty good.
yeah. I love the music. That was my introduction to city pop music.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a genre I've been curious about. I feel like I hear people talking about it more and more.
It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's very refreshing and poppy. And it's like 60s, 70s, 80s music. It is. And I don't know, it's just poppy.
Yeah.
And that's when I envision like the 80s and the 70s, that's what I envision.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, it's so much different from modern music as well. Like, American and Japanese. Like, its own, like, separate genre. It's very cool.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you guys want to mention before we move on to talking about the animation?
Not really. No.
Good.
Okay. Then let's talk about the animation of Suzume.
I felt like it was...
Oh.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, fantastic as usual.
Yes, of course.
I put it on the same level as Your Name and Weathering with You. And I don't know what else I've watched by this studio. There was one other thing, I think.
Flavors of Views, 5
Yes.
centimeters per second. Garden of Words, the Beat movie.
I've seen Garden of Words. I want to watch 5 centimeters per second. I haven't seen it.
Really? I thought you did.
No.
It's
older, isn't it?
It's like one of his first ones. It's interesting. Yeah. It's like Flavors of Youth, where it's like mini episodes.
Okay.
I believe they all connect in the end compared to Flavoring with Youth.
Yeah.
I remember we were just waiting. Yeah. Like, we were just waiting for everything to connect and make sense. But I never did.
No, it was just little episodes.
Yeah. We had so much fun watching that movie for some reason.
That was like during like COVID, I think.
Yeah, that was a COVID movie. It was Garden of Words. I think we watched that one night, actually.
Yeah, I do remember that. I don't really remember anything about the stories or anything, though. Honestly.
Yeah. Going back to Suzume.
Yeah.
I actually thought the animation was better than Your Name, like a step up, almost. Like how I was saying, it was a lot more cinematic. This also relates to animation. Like they were like, the whole entire movie was action scenes basically, and they were very smooth. They were very well played.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, like, as far as, like, more, like, modern anime style,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is just, like, the best that it gets, honestly. Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the colors, it was
It
very,
was
like,
very good.
yeah. Yeah.
And the landscaping of it all was amazing as well. Like the background, so in the foreground, that was very good.
I would find myself sometimes just like staring at the background, like that looks really well done, like in the
Mm-hmm.
world,
Yeah.
especially in like the I guess what I call it, like the spirit-esque type world, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They did
Yeah,
really
that was
well with like all of
incredible.
the colors, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It was really
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, it's hard to get to that level. It's definitely the best.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't really know what else to say about it besides it's the best
Yeah.
that you can get. I mean, honestly, like, there's Violet Evergarden, and
Mm-hmm.
there's this,
Yeah.
and
Psalm 100, that was pretty good, animational wise.
yeah, yeah.
Oboroshi, that was a good one.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That one was good.
That
Yeah,
movie was a fever dream, the whole
it really
movie.
was. Yeah,
Its plot was out there. It was a good plot, out there though.
yeah, that was interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, honestly, for all of the Shinkai movies, you could just say it's the best and be done with it. Because there
yeah,
is no
pretty much.
comparing. Like in every like subject of the movie, it's the best.
Yeah,
I would agree. Yep.
yep. Well,
Mm.
do we want to talk about the soundtrack?
Yeah. I I found the soundtrack very interesting because like Weathering with You was very lyrical based, I felt like. There was a
Definitely.
lot more lyrical pieces than Your Name was a combination of lyrical and piano instrumental. But but this movie was completely just strings and there were no actual lyrical pieces in it. Up until the end, which that I found very surprising.
Yeah. And I guess the city pop in the car, if you count that.
Yeah, true.
Sorta.
I feel like that was just an ad for Spotify.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like the McDonald's scene with the kids babysitting. That was just like an ad. I mean, it
Yeah.
was a very good, smooth ad. You wouldn't
Right.
bat an eye about it.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like the soundtrack was good. Like, it was really good, but I don't know if there's anything specific that really stands out to me, honestly.
Yeah, there was. I mean, there were a couple good themes, like the babysitting theme and cat chase. Those were cute. Other than that, it was sort of mid.
Like, I know when I, like, download music to put behind this episode, I'm gonna be like, oh man, why didn't we mention this or this? Like,
yeah.
Like, that's gonna happen every time, of course, but yeah, I don't know. I think so. I remember the piece that plays like with like Daijin and the keystone during that like climax
Oh yeah.
of the movie.
That was good.
That stood out to me. But I don't know.
Yeah. One is Time for Two and Sota's theme. Those are the very few piano pieces. Those stood out to me just because it was piano pieces. They're very good. There's like 4 lyrical songs in there by Randwimps, but it's one of the best J-pop bands in my opinion. But only 2 of them actually show up in the movie. There's obviously Suzume, then Kanata, yeah, no, I'm not going down that. Yeah. And there's other 2 that didn't show up. The end theme, that one was good. I enjoyed that one. Its lyrics, I felt like they were very cute in my opinion. Because it's being told through Sota's point of view. So it's basically like a love song. When I realized that, my heart melted a bit. And yeah, it's like he was saying he didn't know how to live until he met Suzume. And it had to take a big event for him to realize that. And yeah, you should look at the English translations. It's very good.
Yeah, I will do that. That's cute.
And other than that, the rest of the lyrical ones, they're okay, but they're not great. I feel like that's where this movie is sort of lacking. Like Your Name and Weathering with You, they had very potent soundtracks. And so like that's what you remember those movies for, is the soundtracks. But this one doesn't have memorable soundtracks. And it's like the sad thing is the soundtrack still carried the movie a bit. If they weren't memorable pieces, which is a little bit sad.
I almost wonder if, like, as far as, like, straying away from lyrical pieces, I wonder if they kind of knew that, because, like, Weathering With You was good, but it still it still wasn't Your Name. And so I wonder if they were like, we need to do something different and not try to be Your Name again, which is why they kind of had a tone shift as far as soundtrack. And I feel like a lot of things about this movie like feel similar to Your Name, but yet are quite different. I mean, obviously we talked about it being more cinematic.
Yeah. I feel like that was the goal of this movie, was to break away from Your Name. Because I know this is a completely different universe than Your Name and Weathering With You. And it never was supposed to be a romance movie. It was just supposed to be a family slice of life, 2 friends doing the same goal. And they realized that wasn't going to sell, so they made a romance movie.
That kind of makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would have still watched it if it was just 2 friends doing it. But I really do like the sort of short but cute romance interactions that we have in the movie.
Yeah. I mean, I do kind of understand. I could see it being like that, though, because I do feel like it was a little bit rushed in that way. Like, oh, they just kind of meet each other walking down the street, and then Suzume gets roped into all of this stuff. So it is kind of just like, oh, okay, now we're doing this. And
Yeah.
also this guy is like multiple years older.
25 compared to like 16.
Yeah.
So that's not weird at all.
Uh,
I feel like that could be slightly realistic though. Like you never know how you're really gonna meet someone.
Just walking
You
down
can
the
literally
street.
yeah. I mean, it's a little bit refreshing from how most characters meet, but then at the same time, it's also a little bit off-putting from just how quickly they meet and how interested she is with what this guy's doing rather than going to school. Getting an education.
Right.
Yeah, her mom had every right to be freaking out, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. It's an anime movie, what do you expect?
Yeah. In anime, this is okay. Age gaps are okay.
Yeah.
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 Talking about the soundtrack, like the background, like the cicadas, the Seahawks, and talking about out the earthquakes alarm. I really enjoyed that. I don't know why. So those are just very Japanese nostalgic sounds. It's it's completely realistic. And that's what sort of added to the movie. And
Yeah.
it just made it more enjoyable. Like for me, the Seahawks and the cicadas, that is 100% country town Japan. Like, see, if you're by the ocean, you'll hear the Seahawks and they cry just like that. Then the cicadas, they go nuts during the summer between June and August. At some points, if you're walking outside, you can't even hear yourself talk because they're so loud.
I was literally just having this conversation with my family. I was like, you know what I'm very curious about in Japan is if the cicadas are as loud as the animes portray them to be.
Yeah, it is. I have video somewhere.
Yeah, that's crazy.
hmm
Yeah, I think sound design in TV and movies is often just like overlooked and not thought about because like
Yeah.
by the audience, especially because you don't really think about that part when you're watching it. You're focused on, the acting and the soundtrack and what you're seeing, but yeah, it's really like it's what makes everything feel alive.
Yeah.
Is just the little details like that.
hmm
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm curious where you would rank this
Mm.
in compared to their other movies.
I would say Your Name's number one, and it's Suzume, Weathering with You, and usually I just brush off the other movies
Yeah.
because they're not as big. And really, that's all important. It's the big three.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
agree with that
hmm
ranking.
Like, Weathering with You is really good, in my opinion. But the plot and I don't know, it felt like the plot was messy, in my opinion. Like, the animations and the soundtrack was incredible. But just the direction of the plot was very weak, in my opinion. And this movie was just so much more
In Your Name,
cohesive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
hmm Yeah.
Have you seen Your Name or Weathering with You?
No, I'm just.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no.
Seriously?
I did not know this.
Neither did
I don't
I.
have access to it. Yeah, I've never seen it.
I
I've just been listening to y'all.
I would have fixed this problem a long time ago if I hadn't seen them. What
I'm
the
just
heck?
taking it in.
That's a disappointment.
Thank
Back
you.
to the dungeons with you.
Yeah.
The deep dark in the basement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you're banished.
I can't help it. I would have watched them if I had access to them, but I don't have access to them, so I just gotta listen to y'all.
My goodness.
That's sad.
Well,
I mean, I've heard good things about them, so.
I mean, this episode is just talking about how much Your Name is so good.
Yeah, I've just been listening to that.
it's like the Your Name part 2. Suzume, not Your Name.
Yeah.
On a scale of 0 to Your Name.
Aw.
This would be like just below Your Name. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like when we are comparing it to Maboroshi, it's better than Maboroshi, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I
Yeah.
would agree with that.
But Weathering with You is not as good as Maboroshi, in my opinion. Maybe? I don't know.
I'd have to watch Weathering with You again. I haven't seen it in a
Me
minute.
too. Yeah.
I feel like I liked I feel like I enjoyed watching Weathering with You more than Maboroshi. But I feel like overall it's less interesting than Maboroshi.
Yeah.
So it depends on I guess what you're grading it on, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, true. I like how we're just slowly making a list of all our anime lists before we even make our official anime list.
I was about to say at the end of this year, the end of season 1, we'll rank all of the podcasts. All the podcasts. Oh my goodness, all the anime that we covered into a tier list. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, y'all already know Your Name is S, like S tier, S plus, Arceus level.
Yeah, it's interesting though because we've covered a lot of good stuff already. Like we just talked about Frieren. We did. I mean, I'm very curious where The Boy and the Heron's going to end up because that was an interesting one. You know, Maboroshi was really good. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
and it's all the future episodes of
yeah, all the future things we haven't even covered. I feel
that
like
we already planned out 6 months in advance.
Okay, we know what we're doing up through like July.
August.
August?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because we have next episode a special secret episode. And
That's
another
the
one with
July
Mud.
episode. Oh yeah. And then possibly another one with a different guest.
Yes.
At some point.
So, yeah. That's like 4 episodes.
That revealed so much to the listeners.
Yeah, but I mean, we didn't say what the episodes were about.
I know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like shocking. We're doing an episode every month, guys. I know you can't.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We're well prepared. Even though it doesn't sound like we're prepared.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So, speaking of that, if we're done, should we talk about what we're covering next?
Almost, but I want to talk about the Easter eggs I found during the movie.
Okay.
'Cause there were slight hints. So first, in the Tokyo scene, when Suzume is running towards the worm, we see this one background landscape, which is from Weathering with You, like the end scene. It's very subtle, but if you look closely, you'll know it when you see it.
Interesting.
Which I never realized it till today, which was really good. And Suzume's final outfit in her school uniform, it has her red bow, which is a nod to Mitsuha's red cord, which that was really cute. I enjoyed that. And there's like 50 Ghibli references as well. That's the big one.
Oh.
Yeah. The
I was
first
not paying
is
attention, apparently.
Yeah.
yeah. The first there's the whole car scene. One of the city pop songs that they were playing was trying to figure it out. Can't I can't remember it. Rouge something. One of my favorite ones, and it's sad that I can't remember it. But that's the theme from Kiki's Delivery Service.
Uh,
Then in the bathhouse, lady, she's wearing the bathrobe from Spirit Away, which I caught that one this
cool.
time as well. And the whole landscapes was a big hint at Howl's Moving Castle with the, like the flowers and the vast like landscape.
I
And
could see
they
that,
took
yeah.
mhm. Then they took a line from Princess Mononoke. When Dajin says human hands must return them. Like that's the homage to Princess Mononoke. Which
Oh.
yeah. And apparently there was one about Whisper of the Heart, which I didn't catch that one. That's about it. Yeah.
Hmm.
I also like how much Sota looked like Howl. Like he looks a lot like Howl in
I
my
was gonna
opinion.
say that, yeah. And he just reminds me of Howl in a lot of ways too.
Yeah,
His
100%.
personality.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like in when he's in his chair form. It reminds me so much of Howl.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And those are the main ones that I always caught. And another interesting one was the names of the cats, Dajin and Yudajin. That Dajin means hold on. Uh uh Dajin means left Dajin, which is a guard. There's like three different meanings of Dajin. It means minister, deity, and then like a guard. That's that's like a hint as at his role in the movie is he's the left or the east guard. That's also the deity, and that's same with Dajin, which is the west slash right guard, which that was interesting.
Yeah.
And that's why they were saying when they were naming Dajin, that he seems like a Dajin, like just like a deity type character. That was funny. A minister.
Yeah. Yeah. That, yeah,
Mm.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. Then also there was the whole why Sajin was bigger than Dajin. So, like Sajin is like the big brother higher rank, and Dajin's like the little brother kitten. That was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the big ones.
I see this theory online that Kiki's delivery service exists in the same world as Suzume.
What? Explain.
Wait, Suzume. Okay, the director Shinkai explains how he honors the legendary Studio Ghibli by having its films exist. Oh, no, never mind. That was a very misleading article title.
Of course.
No, it's talking about how do Ghibli movies exist all within the same like world? No.
No,
Okay.
because
Well
there's
then,
historical, then there's magical.
yeah. Okay. Then I don't even know what this is. This is talking about how Shinkai bridges his films with reality the same way Ghibli does. I feel like that's
That's accurate.
That's accurate, but I also kind of feel like that's a given that well, I mean not really because it is pretty unique how both Ghibli and Shinkai are like at least the ones that are in the real world are pretty like accurate to the real world while still having
the magical aspects
magical
of it.
elements.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not really an Easter egg. That's just
yeah.
someone trying to get an article on the internet.
Yeah, Akihito Shinkai and Miyazaki, they're very similar in their animations, and I always think of Akihito Shinkai as the next Miyazaki almost. Like,
In a lot of ways,
obviously,
yeah.
Like, he will never replace Miyazaki, but the whole, like, I think he's the next generation of fake movies, in my opinion. And it's like, just like how Miyazaki led the way into animation, Makito is also leading the next generation. Because that's when he released Your Name, that's when animation, like, the quality went way up. It's like every single anime nowadays is trying to copy Shinkai's the animation of Shinkai movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like almost everything that's made kind of has that style to it. At least a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's somewhere how during the Ghibli era, everything tried to be like Ghibli. And yeah. I honestly can't wait for the next Shinkai movie. Like, I think when it does come out, if there's ever going to be another one, I think it would be very good.
Yeah, I like the direction that
Mm-hmm.
if Suzume is any indicator of the direction that they're
Yeah.
starting to go with their movies, then I'll be very happy.
Yeah, of course. And they're good quality, they're improving. Animation-wise, they're improving with every movie. Like, you can almost say that Suzume has better plot direction than Your Name, and a better flow.
Yeah,
Like,
I would say the climax in Your Name happens like kind of pretty suddenly a little bit. Like the way they find out about the time difference and whatever is a little abrupt.
Yeah.
In some ways.
Yeah, but the overall story of Your Name is better than Suzume. But definitely the direction of Suzume is better.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. Well, anything else about Suzume?
Not really. Do you have any thoughts, Mud?
Y'all covered most of it, yeah. Or all of it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, should we talk about what we're covering next?
Yes.
Coming up next on Anime Brew, Zom 100. Which this is only the first season is out at the moment. It's 12 episodes. It's on Netflix. I assume that it's on Crunchyroll, maybe. Unless it's a Netflix original. It's not. No. Okay. Yeah.
I think
so,
I don't know if it's on Crunchyroll.
Oh.
I would assume so.
I watched it on Netflix, so So yeah. Yeah. I love this show. And yeah, I won't get too deep into why I love the show because that's what the next episode is for. So
yes. And talking about foreshadow, it relates to the new Splatfest. We're all on Team Bucket List.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so is the main character of the show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So watch that while you can. I say while you can, like before the world ends, you should watch this show.
Yeah.
And yeah, put this series on your bucket list and be here same time next month. So, should we close out the show?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mud, is there any content, anything you want to shout out?
Oh, she put me on the spot. I don't know, y'all making me do this. No, my brain's drawing a blank.
You do have something coming soon, though, right? No?
What? What?
Aren't you gonna do something that hasn't been announced to the public yet?
Oh, maybe. We'll see. Probably.
Very descriptive.
But don't give it away.
I'm not. I'm saying stay tuned in the Discord, I guess.
It'll happen one day. No one will expect it.
So, okay. Is that all for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will shout out, of course, check out all the other podcasts in the Radio Chaos family of podcasts, including the Gamer Girl podcast, which I co-host with Beth, and check out my YouTube channel, Purple Riolu. The Ring Fit Challenge will pretty much be done by the time this episode comes out, but go check it out anyway. And Liz has, if you are looking for more anime to watch, Liz has a Waku Waku list. Anything else I'm missing?
Nope, that's about it.
Yeah, and if you want to, I guess join our Discord. I forgot to say that. Join the Radio Chaos Discord. And you can follow us on Instagram for information as well. I think that's it. So, with that, thank you for joining us today, Mud.
Yeah.
And, everyone have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, night, twilight, whatever.
Twilight.
Whatever.
Wouldn't that be night?
Yeah, but it just kind of became a thing, so,
yeah.
So we just go with it, I guess.
Wake up, go to bed, whatever.
Yeah. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yep, bye.
Bye.